Good afternoon and welcome to What Matters Gulf Coast. My name is Susan and I'm the producer and the interim host for today. But our guest today and our co-host today is Miss Yolanda Long. Yolanda has been with us for a while on What Matters Gulf Coast, and she is a highly accomplished family nurse practitioner with a wealth of expertise in healthcare. Her dedication to improving lives and empowering individuals on their health journeys has made her an invaluable asset to our podcast. With an impressive background encompassing a Master of Health Administration and a Master of Science in Nursing, Yolanda has established herself as a trusted authority in the field. Her commitment to ongoing education and staying up to date with the latest advancement in healthcare allows her to provide well-rounded insight and practical advice, which we do appreciate here on the show. As a passionate advocate for general health updates, concerns, and relevant information, Yolanda has become an integral part of our podcast team. Her genuine care for the well-being of our community is evident in every episode, as she effortlessly combines her expertise with a compassionate approach to fostering an understanding and inspiring positive change. On today's show, we are honored to have Yolanda share her knowledge about an important topic, that is, being safe during the July 4th holiday weekend. Now, she would undoubtedly help us navigate the celebrations while prioritizing our health and well-being. Please join us in welcoming Yolanda Long, our remarkable family nurse practitioner and esteemed co-host, as she imparts her expertise and empowers us all to have a safe and enjoyable holiday weekend. Welcome, Yolanda.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, and I am glad to be here once again this afternoon. There are a few things I would like to talk to the listeners about today, and the first item is the top 5 most common 4th of July accidents. The 4th of July weekend is right around the corner here along the Gulf Coast. And that means a fun, extended weekend for many American families. As you gather together to enjoy barbecue, play in the weather, and shoot off fireworks, though, remember that you can't completely let your guard down. We have to be vigilant about protecting ourselves and protecting our families. Watch out for these 5 most common accidents that often happen on our nation's birthday. Potential accidents you need to be aware of are car crashes. You may be surprised to learn that Independence Day is one of the most dangerous driving days of the year. According to a report issued by the National Safety Council, over 400 deaths and almost 50,000 injuries will occur in a car accident this 4th of July. This is due to more cars on the road during a holiday weekend, more drunk driving incidents, and more accidents involving distracted teenage drivers. How can you stay safer on the road this 4th of July? Slow down, pay closer attention, put your phone down, and be sure to buckle up. Also, if you're going to drink, assign a designated driver, and definitely don't drive if you're sleep deprived. Another issue during the 4th of July holiday is cooking fires. Did you know that this is one of the most common insurance claims filed for July 4th incidents? If you think about it, it's not that surprising. Since so many people fire up the grill or smoke on this holiday, more fires get out of control, which means that these types of insurance claims go up. In 2015, the U.S. Fire Administration estimated $77 million in damages for July 4th through 5th. Other cooking fire hazards arise from bonfires, charcoal ashes, and open fires that spread out of the designated areas. Children are also injured in cooking fires every July 4th weekend, so keep your babies safe. Know where they are. Keep them away from flames. Keep them away from fire. To prevent cooking fires, never leave the fire unattended. Have a bucket of water or a fire extinguisher nearby at all times. Keep the grill set at the lowest necessary setting for cooking. Inspect and clean your grill or smoker thoroughly before firing it up. And remember to turn off your propane or electric grill when you're finished. The third thing is boating accidents. As many people take to the water on this holiday weekend, especially here along the Gulf Coast, the potential for boating accidents increases. Every year, more than 8,000 boating accidents occur on the 4th of July. Reasons for boating accidents include not paying attention while operating the boat, speeding, faulty machinery, violating the rules of navigation, inexperience, and boating while intoxicated. To keep yourself and your family safe on the water, make sure all flotation devices are on board and perform a thorough inspection. Then make sure that an experienced designated driver is in command of the boat. If you practice good boating etiquette, everyone will be better able to relax and enjoy themselves. The next item is pool accidents. Many people gather around the pool to celebrate Independence Day, which can cause injuries to spike during the busy weekend. Take care to follow safety precautions around the pool this year. Provide close supervision of children. Clear the pool area of tripping and slipping hazards and avoid the use of alcohol near the pool. Pool accidents are largely preventable, so vigilance is the key to prevention. Also, assign a person to be the water monitor. Make sure you have a badge or a notification on the person that's the water monitor that's on water patrol, because so many times we say, I left such and such in charge of the kids in the pool, or and they forget that they are in charge and they just walk away uh, innocently, not thinking about it. And so we want to make sure that you pass that badge off to somebody so they can be aware that they're on duty, because they can get caught up in conversation. They can get caught up in doing another activity and looking away. No, they need to be aware that they are the person designated to oversee the pool, and make sure it's a timer so the same person will not be on pool patrol or water patrol all day long. And maybe 30-minute intervals, and that'll be fair for everybody to rotate it out. The next item is injuries from fireworks. Almost everyone enjoys fireworks on July 4th, but fireworks are a top source of injury during the holiday. Most injuries occur from faulty or hazardous personal use. The U.S. Fire Administration reports that every year between 8,000 and 9,000 Americans require emergency room treatment for injuries related to fireworks. Once again, keep your babies close. It's There are no per se age appropriate fireworks for smaller kids, but use your best judgment. Obviously, fireworks can cause severe burns. A simple sparkler can reach up to 2,000 degrees, which has the potential to create third-degree burns. Many victims of fireworks burns are children who are not experienced or coordinated enough to handle fireworks properly. And I remember when we were kids, that's what they always gave the smaller kids, were sparklers, because they didn't explode. And these are the things we're finding in the emergency rooms that are causing the third degree burns with children. Eye injury is another common problem caused by fireworks. This often happens if someone leans down to inspect a lit firework that isn't responding. Injuries to the eye can occur if foreign particles from the firework enter the eye, causing damage or even blindness. Hearing loss is another problem fireworks can create. Some of the larger fireworks can produce explosions that range from 110 to 120 decibels, which is loud enough to cause ringing in the ears for days or sometimes permanent hearing loss. When it comes to other areas of the body, the most common areas for fireworks related injuries are the torso, legs, feet, arms, hands, and head. How do you avoid a trip to the emergency room this Independence Day? According to the National Council on Fireworks Safety, you can follow several guidelines for greater safety. These include designating an area for fireworks, keeping a water supply close at hand, and disposing of fireworks properly. With these tips in mind, we hope you'll be able to enjoy a safe and happier Independence Day. If, however, you or someone you love is injured due to the negligence of another this day, do not hesitate to go to your local emergency room and seek assistance. As I began to reflect on the 4th of July and Independence weekend and this country freeing itself from the British rule, I thought about some things that we need to free ourselves from. We can become independent of taking medications by living better and cutting out harmful or toxic things in our lives that cause like hypertension, diabetes, kidney disease, um, alcoholism, and drug abuse. So, those are some things that we can free ourselves of. Um, think about it, reflect on it. And if you have a problem or suspect you have a problem with any of these things like substance abuse, alcoholism, or just simply hypertension, it's very hard to stop eating the way that you have been eating for many years. Rome was not built in a day. And so, what we have to do is slowly and progressively make changes. We're not going to see results right away, but every act counts in counteracting heart disease, diabetes, chronic kidney disease, liver failure. So, we want to make sure we take the initiative um, to become independent of drugs or treatments that are long term, that are preventable, that they haven't gotten so far out of hand that we can't prevent further damage or even reverse some damage. So I would ask you all just to reflect on that and see what we can do as a people to help ourselves. Another issue I wanted to bring up is UV safety. July is known as Ultraviolet Safety Month. During this time, the mission is to spread awareness about how important it is to protect our eyes and our skin from the side effects of UV rays. This month continues to be a reminder on the connection between overexposure to UV light and cancers that occur in the eyes, lips, and the skin. Officials try to educate the public about different methods of protecting oneself from these harsh rays. Lengthened exposure to UV rays that can come from natural or artificial sources can cause most skin cancers, including melanoma, basal cell, and squamous cell cancers. People who run into more ultraviolet rays can go through premature aging of the skin and signs of sun damage that include leathery skin, liver spots, wrinkles, and solar elatosis. A common ailment comes in the form of sunburn that can come directly from the sun or a tanning bed. People who get too much UV light rays can also develop a weakened immune system. Your vaccines that you've taken and stored up in your body, they will slowly become less effective in those people. Their bodies start having a harder time fighting off infections that occur. With a weaker immune system, Problems such as reactivation of, let's say, for example, herpes can get triggered by sun or other UV ray sources. Although these outcomes can be scary, there are things you can do to help minimize the risk of sun exposure. And those things are choosing the right sunscreen. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, recommends that each person wears a sunscreen that has a sun protection factor, the SPF, that is at least 15, and they should cover UVA and UVB rays. I use one that's SPF 70. I'm not going to name a specific brand, but African Americans need to wear sunscreen. Make sure you're putting it on your face. Make sure you're putting it on the top of your ears, around your ears, on your neck, anywhere you're exposed. I put it on like lotion every morning. And the reason why I'm telling you all this, because so many African Americans are being diagnosed with skin cancer because we have not been taught to use sunscreen. Um, and make sure you reapply it several times during the day, because when you sweat and or perspire and wipe your face, you're wiping it off. When you go get in the pool, make sure you're not only reapplying it for yourself, that you're reapplying it for your children as well, and for the elderly. Another thing I want you all to remember is cover up. If you're going to be out in the sun, you should wear proper clothing such as pants, thin long sleeve shirts, a hat, and sunglasses to protect you from harmful rays. Stay in the shade, because midday is when the sun is at its most intense. Try staying in a shaded area from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. to help protect your skin. And right now, across the entire southern region of the country and southwest, the heat is so intense that we're under severe heat warning and heat watch. So we have to be vigilant about this. Since majority of us were forced to be inside over a better part of the year, people are rushing to go outside. It is important to take the necessary precautions to protect your skin and eyes from the sun's rays. If you have any medical problems after spending time in the sun, make sure you seek help from a healthcare provider. And that's all the information I have for you all this weekend. And I'm looking forward to being with you again. Thank you.